Post-fight review, B Marsh Boxing, and we back at it. This is probably my final one for the night, y'all, man. B Marsh Boxing giving y'all this one. Adrien Broner versus Jovanie Santiago. Excuse me, Jovanie Santiago. Puerto Rican guy, unknown commodity, a guy who hasn't fought in at least 2 years as well, you know what I mean? Hasn't fought in a while, just like Adrien Broner coming off his longest layoff in his career. And the Puerto Rican undefeated coming into this fight, 14-0, I believe. Man, he showed a good effort, and I knew this was a big possibility, that this guy could make a name for himself in boxing tonight by possibly beating Adrien Broner. Now, this was a very close fight, ladies and gents. You know, the man Adrien Broner did his thing per usual, not letting his hands go in the first 6 rounds. The man Jovanie Santiago had some nice sweeping left hooks. The uppercuts and the body shot game was what was percolating for the man, you know what I mean? Adrien Broner was looking like he's stuck in quicksand, wasn't pulling the trigger, you know what I mean? He was looking like he's washed, you know what I mean? Like he can't pull the trigger no more. But in the second half of the fight, the man the man got deducted a point after round 4. Right at the bell, when the bell rang, Jovanie Santiago threw a sweeping left hook that caught Adrien Broner after the bell. So he got deducted a point in that particular round, a round that I thought he won. So that was an even round on my scorecard. But Adrien Broner started now listening to his corner, started letting his hands go, not really setting up any traps or, you know what I mean, setting up shots where, you know, he could lure this guy into traps and possibly knock out Jovanie Santiago. Adrien Broner was just letting his hands go as far as just swinging for the fences. And I thought that type of style could work tonight against an unknown commodity like Santiago. But if he fights a world-class fighter like that, don't be surprised if you see Adrien Broner on the canvas, you know what I mean? His punch output wasn't calculated, in my opinion. And he was winning the later rounds, you know what I'm saying? But to me, in my opinion, he didn't win enough of the later rounds to win this fight, you know what I mean? And I thought that Adrien Broner just barely got the victory, you know what I mean? Adrien Broner was looking quite terrible in the first 6 rounds. And that's what really made him, you know, made the scorecards close. Now, I don't know what these judges were watching, you know what I'm saying? Because I personally had the man Santiago squeaking a close victory in this fight, you know what I mean? Even though Adrien Broner, you know, it was tough to, you know, to call the which punches were landing, because Santiago, in my opinion, even though Broner was more active in the second half and even looked like he almost dropped the man Santiago in the 8th round. But when I really looked at it, on my scorecard, I had not had it a knockdown. But when they showed me the replay, the man Santiago's gloves did not touch the canvas. You know what I'm saying? But although Adrien Broner was more active, a lot of the punches were missing because Santiago was, you know, also ripping him with body shots and countering him back too. You know what I mean? Although he wasn't as active in the first 6 rounds, Santiago, he was still countering and landing some shots in there. So, you know, Adrien Broner, this fight could have gone either way, ladies and gents. You know what I mean? This fight could have gone either way. I thought Adrien Broner possibly lost this fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had this fight 114, 113 on my scorecard, 7 rounds to 5. You know what I mean? I thought Adrien Broner didn't win this fight, and, you know, this ain't the first time I've seen Broner in a controversial fight. You know what I mean? What was the last one I seen him in? Jesse Vargas. I really had that one a draw. What was the other guy? The guy from Chicago. The guy who Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, you know what I mean? I thought that the Granados kid won that fight, you know what I mean? You know, Adrien Broner, you know, the discipline, man, is what's really catching up to him, you know what I mean? And look, the fight was supposed to be at 140. The day before, yesterday on the weigh-ins, now they upgraded the fight to 147 pounds. And the man, Adrien Broner, still looked quite flawed in there tonight, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I thought that the man that Santiago won this fight. Adrien Broner could have done much more if he had won at least 1 or 2 rounds in the first half, especially with the point deduction in round 4 from the kid, from the late left hook punch that he caught Broner with. He possibly could have won this fight. But Adrien Broner, I ain't have him winning this fight. I don't know what else to say, you know what I mean? Broner's best days are behind him. He still thinks he can grab himself a world title at 140. And there's quite a possibility, because sooner than later, when if Josh Kelly or Jose Ramirez, whomever wins that fight, decides to vacate them straps will be around, and Adrien Broner could probably become a 5-time world champion, just like he became a 4-time world champion when he beat that Alakabidiev guy, you know what I mean, for a vacant title that Bud Crawford had vacated at 140 pounds. Be March Boxley, your thoughts and comments. Let me know who y'all thought won this fight. I had Santiago winning, and I just thought he had more punch output. Be March Boxing. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.